to Devon Monk's Works and Worlds. This is Monday Monk 21 weeks in a row. I've been giving this a shot and just giving people updates on writing, how the book writing's going, how knitting's going, and how things in Monkland are going. And I want to say thank you for coming by today. If you find me on a Monday, happy Monday. If you find me some other day, happy the day that you find me. So if this is your first time here, I do want to say I'm Devon Monk, and I'm a USA Today bestselling fantasy writer. I write urban fantasy mainly, urban fantasy novels. I have also written steampunk novels, and I have written short stories that are all across genres: horror, sci-fi, fantasy, science fiction, if sci-fi sounds weird, science fiction, fantasy, and young adult and stuff. So I'm a writer. Hello. Welcome to Monday Monk. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, so I'm going to just dive right in because today is such a good day. Finally, Brute of All Evil, Ordinary Magic 9 is out. Yay! Today's the release day. Woo! If you pre-ordered, you should have that ebook instantly magically popped into your ebook reader or whatever app you use at midnight. Last night it would have just, or midnight this morning, it would have popped in there magically, and you now are the proud owner of Brute of All Evil. And I hope if you did pre-order it and if you are reading it, I hope you enjoy it. Thank you so much for coming along this journey with Delaney Reed and in this crazy town where God's vacation and there's monsters and supernaturals and all sorts of trouble. Dragon Pig. I got such a kick out of Dragon Pig in this one, which is funny because Dragon Pig was a very minor character that I put in a novella part of Ordinary Magic. It's in, I think he showed up in, or it showed up in, it would have been the Christmas one. So that would have been Paper Stars, which is part of the 3-book. It's a part of Rock, Paper, Scissors. If you haven't read those, it's the Rock, Paper, Scissors volume of Ordinary Magic. Anyway, that's where Dragon Pig showed up. And then I thought, just throw a little Dragon Pig in there. That's hilarious. And then, so glad I had Dragon Pig because I had fun with Dragon Pig in this Brute of All Evil. So I will show you my proof copy of Brute of All Evil. This is not the actual book. I should probably order the book, the printed one myself. But I'll show you what a proof looks like when it comes to me. Oh, and pardon my voice if I sound a little scratchy. Remember how I said that it was rainy and cold and summer was like, never going to show up until maybe July or something? I was wrong. It showed up on the solstice last Monday. It turned off very hot, and today is going to be 98 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is in Celsius, but it's in the 40s, I think, or high 30s of Celsius. I'm not a good converter of Fahrenheit and Celsius, but it's very warm for this time of year. And because that heat popped on real quick, like I thought it would, it went from rain, constant clouds, cool, under normal temperature, cool weather, and then it just popped. Suddenly now it's, almost 100 degrees Fahrenheit, or because it's going to be in the high 90s today. Because of that, the grass pollen has gone wacko. And I'm sorry, I was going to talk about the book, but now I'm talking about my allergies. And my allergies are just killing me. So I spent most of yesterday just sneezing my head off. So my voice is kind of a little rough. I'm still a little sniffy. So I did bring some Kleenex, so which I'll edit out if I have the sneeze factory happen. But now back to the book. Okay. A little segue down the pollen and grass avenue there. Here we go. Brute of All Evil. Here's my proof copy. See, they do that with the proof right across the front of the cover so that it says not for resale. Sort of ruins the whole look of the book too. So it works very well. But here's the front of it. Spine. Look at that. That's pretty good. And then the back. Ooh, it's so fancy. I love this. The artist is Lou Harper. She's done all of the Ordinary book covers, and she just does such a great one. Delaney, look at what Delaney's wearing in this one, y'all. That is not her normal look. Although the badge on the wedding dress cracks me up. So anyway, okay, so Yeah, Lou Harper is the artist of all of these, and she's great. And she always does a really neat wrap. Isn't that cool looking? Okay, so Brood of All Evil is out today. If you have pre-ordered it, it's in your e-book reader or whatever you use for reading ebooks. If you want a print copy is available. Actually, a print copy was available a little early. I forgot that there's like tricks for not how the pre-order works with paper books, print on demand, and I didn't do any of it right. So it's been out for a little bit, but it is definitely out now. And I've taken a look at the inside, so it looks good. And so I hope you enjoyed it. If you're going for the physical version, it's pretty chunky. It's a little shorter than the last. You know, if it's a whole story, it doesn't matter if it's like 1,000 words shorter or longer than the last one. But this is a good solid. I think it came in at 90,000 words or something like that, which is your standard traditional urban fantasy, what you would get out of any publisher in New York kind of length. So it's a good, solid, full book. Now I'm going to show you something else because this is something that I just did, and it's about a year late. But I did it. So, hey, I actually created a paper copy of Sealed with a Tryst, and it also has the short story At Death's Door. So these are the stories that were in Dirty Deeds 1, which was the collection that came out in 2020? We're in 2022. So it came out in 2021, the Dirty Deeds 1 collection, and it had my story in there, which is the kind of a middle book, a short middle book, which is why it's set at a different price. I think I have it a little lower. I try to be real conscious about that. If I have a shorter book or like a novella or something like that, I always think of the readers and make sure that it's priced fairly. So anyway, off subject. But anyways, I took Sealed with a Tryst and the short story At Death's Door and also created a paper copy of those. So now if you've gotten those in ebook, thank you. I hope you enjoyed reading them. If you haven't and you prefer print, here it is. It's what it looks like. Again, this is a proof copy. So you're going to have that, not for resale band across it. But I love this. This, again, Lou Harper. This is how Delaney usually looks. She's usually in her, her leather jacket with her badge and all that good stuff. But in this, and you can't quite see her expression because of the proof banding there. But she's looking like, do I really have to deal with this kind of thing? Because behind her, there's an kraken eating a lighthouse, and I think it's and a police car. It's eating the police car. And the back of it, I'll show you. Here's the back, which is so great. It has this fallen traffic light, which is a part of the story. If you've read the story, you know what the traffic lights not being there is all about. And then again, it's just such a great wrap. Lou Harper does a great job. So, okay, I've gushed over my artist. She's fantastic. She's done so great for the Ordinary Magic series. So thank you, Lou. And if you enjoy the covers, thank Lou Harper. Okay, so that's the big exciting news. I have links below for actually purchasing Sealed with a Tryst and Brood of All Evil. And I always have all those links on my webpage, which you can find at www.devonmonk.com. Pretty easy. So anyways, all the pre-orders are there. Please give them a try. And I will have a newsletter coming out. I know I said I was going to have it come out today, but it might not be coming out today. And I'm not sure that I'm going to have a new knit toy, but I will have the 2 knit toys that haven't been claimed by winners, which is the frog and the panda bun. So there will be knit toy goodness in there. And I will have some great new books out by my friends, including Diana Farrell Francis's A Scatter of Light, I think is what the title is. And it is the 5th, I think, in her Diamond City Magic Urban Fantasy series. Highly recommend. I will put a link to that also below. Okay, so books, good. Happy release day. Yay! Ordinary Magic is rolling along. Then usually I talk about knitting. I haven't been knitting, and I realized why. And I will tell you the little story of how I realized this. My sister, Deanne Hicks, is an artist, and she's done all kinds of art. Everything from painting children's furniture and nurseries to oil paints and garage doors and murals and I mean, you name it, she's drawn it, and it's fantastic. So okay, so maybe I need to back up. Most of my siblings live very close together in the same area. So we all know where each other live, and we can all get to each other's house pretty easy. We might even have keys to each other's houses, which when somebody goes on vacation, we might know how to get in their house. I have been pranked several times by my family when I've gone on vacation. I should probably just do a whole video of that. One time we were gone and we came home and there were little paper pig feet all through the house, including up on the ceiling. And they took pictures of this pig that someone had made for me. We call her Rosie. She was a homemade pig. And Rosie's adventures while we've been gone were all over. Another time we had, is it Kang and Clodo? What are the names of the aliens on Simpsons? Anyways, they invaded the house while we were gone once. there were painted cardboard Kang and Clotho, which I still have, aliens and Homer Simpson and stuff. It was hilarious. Anyway, my sister was often a part or behind all of this. So she tends to sneak up. Anyway, I'll go into that later. There have been other break-ins that have been hilarious. And always exciting when you come home, there's something ridiculous and silly that's happened. So my younger brother and his wife and family were gone on vacation. And my sister's like, well, here's our chance. So she had years ago promised them that she would paint a mural on, they had an outside standing oil heating fuel, which they don't have anymore. They've since upgraded to something different. But the wall behind that space was a little rough because it was never intended to be a wall that was really exposed to the elements and a visible wall, really. So she decided, because she had sort of already gotten their permission to paint the oil tank, which was gone, then maybe it was time to put a mural on their wall. So while they were gone, she painted this gorgeous mural on the wall. And I am getting to my point here. I don't know. I'll ask her if I can share it. I don't want to share it without her permission, but it's a beautiful mural. And she knows that I can follow directions, and if she says paint that thing, I will paint that thing, and she'll touch it up later and make it look great. So I can do basics. I'm not an artist. Like, I have artists in my family. My youngest brother is an incredible artist. My middle brother, or my brother right below me, isn't a great artist. Both of my sisters are great artists. My sister older than me and my sister younger than me are great artists. All have different styles, and they're great. I'm not the artist in the family. I can knit things and I can write things. Like, I think she said, how are we going to make this moon or something like that? I said, you know how I'd make it? I'd write moon. MOON. There, done. So that's why I'm not the artist in the family. But anyway, I can paint two direction. So this is getting back to why I haven't been knitting lately. So she said, hey, Devon, paint some vines right there, because she knows that's something I can do very easily. And I grabbed the paintbrush and I grabbed the colors and all that stuff. And I walked up to the wall and I just couldn't. It's a very weird feeling. I just felt like, okay, you know how vines work, you know how they flow, you know the look of them, the shadow and the rise and the curl. And I went to put my paintbrush to the wall and I just it wasn't that I blanked out, but I was just like, I don't have the energy to think of how to make a vine that will be beautiful enough or good enough for my sister to touch up so it will be beautiful for this mural. And I felt like, I don't know how to create this. And a little light bulb went off in my head and I'm like, oh, my creative well, my ability to reach in and pull out creative things is really, really low. And that usually happens when I've been burning into deadlines and working really hard to get to them, because I stress the absolute pudding out about deadlines. I way over stress about them in ways that I figure isn't healthy, but it's just kind of how my brain works. So I had a couple of hard deadlines on the last two projects that I turned in, one for the Dirty Deeds collection and one for the Ordinary Magic Brood of All Evil that just came out. And I had used all of my creative energy, power, I don't even know what you call it, fuel, creative fuel. I had burned all my creative fuel. It was gone. And I only realized that when I tried to do something that wasn't writing, something creative that wasn't writing. So I went up to that wall to do those vines and I'm like, I don't know how to fuel this process. I don't know how to pour myself into this to create this thing. And I'm like, oh, you're creatively completely empty. The tank is empty. The battery's at Zippo. So I'm like, okay, that's fantastic to know because I haven't been knitting, and that's another creative thing. And if I don't have the creative energy to knit a toy, I'm not drawn to knitting a toy. It feels hard and like it's all going to not turn out right, and I'm not going to be good, and it's not going to, it just becomes this big mountain that I can't climb. So I'm like, okay, so that's why I haven't been knitting. I'm creatively on empty right now. And when I went to paint, that's what showed me that I'm creatively on empty. And it also told me why I have been really struggling with this fun Novel X project that I've been trying to do, which is something that I have been looking forward to doing since November of last year. I have been like, I can't wait till I get to do this. I can't wait. Like I lay in bed thinking, oh, I get to do that thing. I'm so excited. And now I have had, I think, 2 weeks that I could actually do this thing. And I have been struggling to do any of it at all. It's all because my creative well is on empty. So what's really great about that is I have recognized what the problem is. Yay. Two, yes, I did do the vines because I took a deep breath and I'm like, okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. We're just going to get some of the paint on there. We've got all the time in the world. I get to spend some time with my sister and hang out. It was a lovely day. It was not as hot as it is today. We had a little shade over us, and the birds were singing. We were doing something sneaky for our siblings, and it was good. So the joy of the moment totally helped kind of fill that creative fuel. And I gotta say, the vines turned out really good. I'm not gonna take full credit. I got the basics down, but I did the basics well, and that's good. That's all you need when you have an amazing artist sister who can cover it up and make it look really great. So and then the next day when I went back to work on it, I felt I had a lot more creative energy, and maybe that's just because the project was fun. I'd gotten through that emptiness and kind of filled it full of joy of being in the moment and was able to create again. So I'm not really trying to say like this is advice or anything, but sometimes for me it is a absolute reality that I don't have any more fuel to burn. I don't have any more creativity to pour out and give. And I'm not saying give like here I give it to you and you're taking it from me. I just mean I don't have it to give to the page, or to the story, or to the characters that I'm trying to bring about, or to the world. Right? That's where I'm trying to give that creativity to, is to the things that I'm writing, so that they can come to life, so that they're not just like cardboard characters, so that it's real and it's juicy and it feels joyous to be a part of. It was good to discover that. The second thing that happened was I was able to begin this fun project that I've been struggling with. A conundrum there. I was able to begin it and get a little way into it, just a few paragraphs, and it was completely wrong. It was really not the right tone. It wasn't where I wanted to start or anything. So I just kind of checked that out. And I was able to start it again, and I think I have found the right tone. And I'm going to just embrace this decision and go forward with it for a while, because this is supposed to be the fun project, and now I'm all like stressing out like it has a deadline or something. And I just need to get back to that joyous space. And also I need to go a little slower than when I'm really every day has to have this much word count or this many pages done or whatever. I need to just kind of ease into it and go with the flow. So I've been trying to be really flexible and go with the flow, and I think it's working. So I want to say, if things have been a little rough lately in whatever part of your life, I hold you in my heart. I hope that things get better, and hang in there. Go with the flow if you can. Take a few deep breaths, and we'll get through this. Okay. So thank you for coming by. That's really all I had to say. Usually I talk about writing going well. Thank you. The book's out now. Brood of All Evil, go find it. Knitting. I will get back to knitting, because now I know that, creatively, I just need to kind of go toward it, the joy of it, and take time out to refill that joy. So go take a walk, but not without a mask, because the pollen is killing me. But or get a fancy iced tea or something, like do something joyous And that'll all feed into the joy of creating. So yeah, writing's going well, knitting's going well, and things in Monk World are also going well. This is a longer video than I intended, so I'm going to go ahead and close it off because I don't want to take your whole day. But thank you for being here. I really, really appreciate you. If you got all the way to the end of my rambling video, please hit the little like button. It helps other people find it. And I'll talk to you soon. Have a great week. Bye.